up YouTube? It's me, it's your favourite C. How you doing? Just up in the loft getting some stuff to package up. It's freaking cold up here. Like, nah. It is proper cold up here. Like proper cold. Got my big coat on. It's getting ready to go and get the kids in a bit. Just thought I'd do this video to show you what I got from Poundland. And I'm joking. I've seen that like people are doing all these videos, Poundland and B&M. I'm like, I've been to those places, but I wouldn't know. To be fair, maybe I need to watch one of the videos and then actually know what people are showing. I just haven't watched any. But yeah, I've seen them popping up. Anyway, yeah. Thought I'd give you a little update for people that care, give a shit. But it's, you know I've said this 100 times before. I do these videos, I like to look back. So it's more like, when, I don't know, I think I'm giving God footage to use when I get to heaven. So like, when you get to the pearly gates and they show you, you get there and there's the God version of Ant and Dec and they go, and here's your best bits. And then I can watch my best bits. I'm just doing it for him. So then there'll be the bit where I smashed a teapot against the wall. There'll be the bit when I did yoga. There'll be a bit where I sold stuff. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, I'm jabbering on. 1 minute 46. Right. Yeah. Just thought I'd do a video, a little update on my boy, for anybody that's interested, but also it's just for me to watch back. Had a bit of a pain in the arse lately. We said that he was going to a special ed school next year. Yeah, he's meant to be going like drip feeding him in, kind of drip feeding him in after Christmas this year. So, for the 5 or 6 months? I think it's 5 months that they'd be there for the second part of the year. Like him going there maybe once a week, a couple of times a week, just to get him used to the school. When we had that meeting this time last year, it wasn't this time last year, it was after I'd finished work, so probably early this year, April, May time. I was very it seemed too good to be true, because with a lot of this stuff, you have a lot of people that just want to tell you what you want to hear, and it's been a massive gripe of mine when it comes to my boy. Sure, for new subscribers, he's got ISD, autism. He speaks, but it's a lot of echolalia, a lot of copying what he's heard. I'll show you the thing downstairs. If you ever watch this program called Bing, Bing's a little shit, by the way. He's made the whole little Bing town on the floor with like plastic tubs and watches and stuff. It's like, I saw him doing it the other day, and I was like, "What's he doing?" And then I was watching the TV, Bing's on. I was like, "He's just set up a little town on the floor." It's like something that I've thought now. I'm like, maybe you could get into like clay animation, like Wallace and Gromit. Again, I'm going off. So they'll like tell you what you want to hear, like tell you that he'll be fine, don't worry. But we've known from a young age, since he's been maybe 3 or 4, that there was something there that not to worry about, but something there that wasn't like his sister. So we've been trying to get him into this special ed school for a few years. And the last time we spoke to this lady who was meant to be sorting it out, she said what will happen is, he had to do this year at the school he's at now, and then he'll be going to the special ed school starting next year, so when he's in year 2. And she said, yeah, what we'll do is, what I said, we'll drip feed me in, all this stuff. And I was very wary of it, because we've been so many meetings, so many things with consultants and stuff like that they give you this information and then it changes within a few months. So I was very sceptical of it. We'd spoke to her, because Shelby has been shit hot on it. We'd spoke to her September this year, saying just to give you a pre-ump and let you know. And his teachers at the school, like there's a special ed teacher at the school that's like kind of the liaison between us and the consultant that's sorting it out. She's been brilliant, and she's been like really shit on as well. Like, both my missus and her have been like battering her from both ends. So long story short, she's left all of a sudden. Another thing, if anybody that's like going through the process of dealing with the ins and outs of a kid with special needs, what you'll find as well is people leave constantly, and the next person that comes in is a completely different consultant and not the person that's seen your son or daughter or whatever, and then they change and it's all this crap. It's an absolute blue nightmare. She's now left, but we've now clocked she hasn't put anything in place. She's been telling us she has been, but now she's left. We've started. She's left. We found out yesterday. So Shell's been like making phone calls during yesterday and found out that from what I can see, he's got a placement, but there's nothing about drip feeding at the school. We had a word with the special needs teacher at the school that he's at now, and she's like fuming, saying, I've just spoke to the special ed school, and they're like, well, we've got no information about it. And now what we're worried about is that he might not even have a space. So we're thinking that maybe this woman's just fobbed us off. She's given us the information that we want to hear, and he might not have a space at this school. Can't get in touch with anyone in that department at the minute. It's just an absolute nightmare. What we're going to do, we're actually going to walk to the town centre today and say we're not leaving here until we speak to someone. But we found out they've got like a training day or something, so they're not there. But yeah, it's just another step back, another hurdle that's just an absolute pain in the arse. We've got to now go through and hope that he's got a space at the school, but we're now both preparing ourselves for the fact that he might not have a space for the school. But I will let you know. But yeah, it has been an absolute pain in the arse sorting this out. We had a report yesterday because he's going. I know I said he's got autism. He hasn't got a diagnosis yet. But all consultants and everything are pointing to the fact that he's got autism. But we had a report yesterday that somebody had gone in and just watched him for the day, and he's really I didn't get teared. I really get teared up, but I got a bit shit just reading it, because I think sometimes we take him to the school. We used to worry about it, but you see some kids going, "Hi Liam, hi, how you doing?" and stuff like that, and you think, "Oh, he's fine. He's got friends." But the report read as he can't play certain games with the kids. On his dinner break, he's kind of aimlessly walking around the playground, not trying to get in the way of other people. He might do a bit of running with other kids, but not really playing with them. So it's just kind of sad, really. Just the thought of, because that's always been my big worry. The education side, I really couldn't give two shits about. It's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this is he can work with me when he's older, if that's what it ends up being. Obviously, and also with these special ed schools, they teach them stuff up until they're 19. At the school, there's a little house where they're training them to cook and clean. I was like, Jesus, I wish I had that when I was a kid. At the special needs school, so it could have independence and stuff like that, but it's always been a thing in my head. Education isn't that big of a deal. I'm not. I think he's working about 2.5. He's 6 years old, so I'll probably say he's probably working about 3 now, 3.5. But it's always been a thing of I'll show him how to do this so he can work with me. It's one of my main reasons for doing it. What was my point? I've gone off. What's my point now? What was my point? I can't remember. But yeah, you know, just not worrying about that's going to annoy me. You know, let me have a look. That was it, found it. Yeah, what I was saying was my biggest worry has always been with him being at school, and why I wanted him, me and my wife wanted him to go to a special needs school, was it's nature and it's the way the world is, but the weak. I'm not saying he's weak, but you know, the different. That's it. The different get picked on, don't they? And it's always been my fear that I didn't want him to be isolated or, you know, kind of left on his own. And by the sounds of it, he could be at school. So it is sad. But as what I've been trying to say to myself and say to the wife, we have spoken to the teachers about it before because it is a big worry of ours. And they've said, no, he seems fine. You know, he's got little friends and little groups that he'll kind of stand around with and interact. And I have witnessed it as well. The kids looking after him and putting his bag on his back and putting his coat on and holding his hand and guiding him to me when I'm picking him up after school and stuff like that. So the kids are lovely, to be fair. But you know, you only need one little dickhead, don't you? So it has been a worry, and reading that did make us worry. But you know, we've just got to kind of hope that it's not what we don't think he's, you know, we don't think he's isolated. It could just be one day where she went in, he didn't fancy playing that day, or we noticed there was some strange woman following him around the playground. It could be that. Maybe he was walking away from her. We don't know. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little update. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that he does have this space for next year, but it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't. It really wouldn't. But yeah. Also, big shout out to Ads Robinson for yesterday. His 12-hour live stream. Thanks for having me on. It was, yeah, I could tell he was completely shattered by the end of it. I would have been as well. I don't think I'd ever do a 12-hour. Imagine doing 24s. You'd be freaking. I think what the worst thing for me would be just sitting there. Like, I have to do this constantly when I'm doing it. Imagine just sitting there on, like, I have to move. Can't imagine sitting at a desk chair for 12 hours, like, just talking to random people on the internet. But yeah, well done, Ads. Congratulations. But yeah, for now, then I've got some videos coming up. But for now, peace out, stay safe, stay beautiful, and I'll see you in my next video.